In this lesson, you will determine the best method for solving a system of equations and apply a system of equations. So we have a toolbox now full of different methods that we can use to solve a system of equations, so we need to figure out when to use each tool. Graphing. Well, you use this when you have a coordinate grid. And that's not going to happen very often. You're not going to graph very often. Another clue that you could graph when they're both solved for y, that would be pretty easy to graph if they're both solved for y, but still you kind of want to have a coordinate grid. How about substitution? If you have one equation with a coefficient of 1, for example, if you have y equals 2x plus 3 and 3x plus 4y equals 12, I would want to substitute here because I know I have something equal to that coefficient of 1. Elimination using addition, you want to use when you have the same coefficient but a different sign. So it would look something like this. 3x plus 4y equals 12. 3x minus 4y equals 12. So you have a same coefficient but a different sign. This is a huge clue that you would want to add. Elimination using subtraction would be if you have just a same coefficient. So that would be like 3x plus 4y equals 12 and 5x plus 4y equals 15. Well, I have a common same coefficient, but I'm going to use subtraction now to eliminate the y. Eliminate using multiplication is when nothing else works. You are only going to choose this when no other method will work. And that is when you can manipulate it and change it so that you can have a common x or a common y. So what is the best method for each of these? I'm going to give you a little bit of a chance to think to yourself which one would be best, looking at your notes, and then I'll tell you what I think. So let's look here. 4x minus 3y equals 12, x plus 2y equals 14. What do you think? I think the best one to use here would be substitution. Now, why am I picking substitution? Because I have a coefficient of 1. All I have to do is subtract that 2y, and I can just plug that whole thing in for x. All right, let's look at the red. Y equals 3x. 3x plus 4y equals 30. Think about it. I would say substitution again. Now the reason I'm saying substitution here is because I have something already set equal to y and I can easily plug that in. How about here? 6x minus y equals 9. 6x minus y equals 11. Think about it. Yes, elimination. And since I have a same sign here, I'm going to say by subtraction. And then lastly, I have y equals 2x plus 9. 2x minus y equals negative 9. I'm going to say substitution here. Now, is it possible that you could do a different method? Like, could I use elimination by multiplication here? Absolutely. Could I graph these two? Absolutely. We can use any tool that we want to use, but sometimes there is a tool that might be a quicker route, an easier tool to get us where we need to go. So let's try that with this example. Determine the best method to solve this system of equations, and then solve the system. As you can see, I have 4x minus 4y equals 8, negative 8x plus y equals 19. See that coefficient of 1? I'm going to use substitution. So I think substitution is the best. So I'm going to state that that's the method I'm using, and then I'm going to add 8x so that I have y equals 8x plus 19. I'm going to plug this whole amount in for the y in this original equation. So I have 4x minus 4 times 8x plus 19 equals 8. Distribute. 4x minus 32x minus 76 equals 8. And you can definitely check with your calculator as I'm going along here. I do have to make sure I have my x's together before I do anything else. So I take 4 minus 32 and I get negative 28x minus 76 equals 8. Now I add 76 and I get negative 28x is equal to 84. I want to solve for x, so I divide by negative 28, and I get x is equal to negative 3. Now to find my y value, I could just plug into this equation right here. Y is equal to 8 times whatever my x is, which is negative 3, plus 19. So that's negative 24 plus 19. Y is equal to, when I take negative 24 plus 19, I get negative 5. So I chose to use substitution, and then I carried out that substitution, showed my work to find my solution. You try the examples in your notes. All right, here we go, real world problem. This one's called penguins. Of the 17 species of penguins in the world, the largest is the emperor penguin. One of the smallest is the Galapagos penguin. The total height of the two penguins is 169 centimeters. The emperor penguin is 22 centimeters more than twice the height of the Galapagos penguin. Find the height of each penguin. Well, here we go. We want the height of each penguin. So my x, I'm going to say let x be the height of the emperor, because that one was the first one mentioned. Then I'm going to say let y be the height of the Galapagos, just because that one was the second one mentioned. So my equations are going to fit my variables here, x and y. So what is the first thing I find out? Their total height is 169 centimeters. So that would be the height of the emperor added to the height of the Galapagos is equal to 169. The other thing I find out is that the emperor is 22 centimeters more than twice the height of Galapagos. Emperor is x, Emperor x is 22 centimeters more than twice the height of Galapagos. So you can double check the equations and see if you agree with me. What are you thinking? I think substitution would work really good here. Now, we're not going to substitute all the time. I can understand how you think that that's how it's going to work, because we've substituted on everything in this video. But we are not going to substitute all the time. But substitution works really good here. This is already solved for x. So let's just plug this in. 22 plus 2y plus y equals 169. I just plugged this 22 plus 2y in for x. Combine our y's, so I have 22 plus 3y equals 169. Subtract 22, and I get 3y equals 147. Now I'm going to divide by 3, and I get y equals 49. So the height of the Galapagos is 49, and we're working in centimeters here. So 49 centimeters is Galapagos height. So if I want to find the height of the emperor penguin, I'm just going to plug into here. X is equal to 22 plus 2 times that 49. So that would be 22 plus 49 times 2, which would be 98. And then when we add this together, we get 120. So the emperor height is 120 centimeters. So now I know the height of each penguin. So you try the real world example in your notes.